Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going over 15 cozy games that are on sale right now on Nintendo Switch. Now these are limited sales. If you're watching this in the future, these games might not be on sale anymore, but definitely wishlist some of these because a lot of these games often do go on sale. So I'm going to be starting with the lowest percentage off and ending with 90% off Switch games. Nothing better than that. But that's more than enough talk, and let's get to the first game. So the first game with a very nice 25% off is a game called Core Keeper. Now this kind of straddles the line between cozy and not so cozy, but this is a beautiful pixel art, sort of open area game. You can play this by yourself, but it is greatly enhanced if you have some friends to play with. Yeah, kind of picture this game as sort of like a Minecraft Terraria type thing where you're just kind of thrown into this world and it's up to you to explore the world, to build in the world. You can do things like farming and base building. You can even take care of animals, crafting, cooking. I had such a fun time with this game. And honestly, I wish I had more friends to play it with because I feel like this is one of those games that can suck you in. So for $14.99, I feel like this is a good buy. I don't know how low this game will go in terms of discount, but this is a pretty good price for Core Keeper. Next up is Mail Time, which is 30% off its $20 price, dropping it down to $13.99. Mail Time is a beautiful, kind of old school 3D platformer game where you play as this little mushroom girl and you're exploring this world, talking to NPCs, doing different quests. Like sometimes you'll be collecting things, other times you'll be going around this sort of open area map and just discovering how beautiful this game looks. I really like the cottagecore style of this game. And I feel like, yeah, if you're kind of into those old 3D platformers, I think you're really going to enjoy this one. Now at that $20 original price, I feel like it's kind of a tough sell, but this 30% off, I feel like is a great price. Just be warned though, this game is a little on the shorter side. You can complete this in probably like 3 hours if you 100% everything. Maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours if you're just casually playing through it. But I had a really good time, and at this price, I feel like it's a good buy. Next up is a game called Coromon, which is 50% off, going down to just $9.99 from its original $20 price. Now, if you love Pokemon, this might be for you. So Coromon is sort of a Pokemon, heavily inspired Pokemon like knockoff game. I don't know, knockoff seems a little bit too harsh, but Coromon, from what I've played, is really, really good. I love the original monsters. I love the art style of this game. And yeah, if you're just looking for that retro Pokemon fix and you don't really like the 3D modern Pokemon games, at $10, this is a pretty good price. Lots of people rave about this game. I need to get back into it and finish it. Like I want to see the evolutions and things like this. But yeah, from what I played, this is a high quality Pokemon-like game. And for 50% off, this is a great deal. Next up, we have two games that kind of go with each other, but I'll focus on each one. So first up is Ori and the Blind Forest, which is 67% off, going down to just $6.59 from its original price. These are honestly the reason why I made this video. Ori and the Blind Forest is a beautiful example of what you can do on the Nintendo Switch. These games were originally only on the Xbox, came over to the Switch. They are 1080p, 60 frames per second, and absolutely beautiful games. Like, look at these graphics right here. So yeah, this is a 2D sort of Metroidvania type game. You'll be platforming. There are some light combat elements. These games blew me away. I love revisiting these games, and the Switch version is kind of the superior version to play. You can play handheld. So the first Ori and the Blind Forest is 67% off. The second Ori and the Will of the Wisps, the sequel to this, is also 67% off, as low as $9.89 from the original $30 price tag. This is more of the same. So the first Ori game you can complete in probably like 6 to 8 hours. This one gives you probably double to triple that content. Yeah, it's just more of the same, but just a little bit better. I really like the combat more in this second one, the Will o' the Wisp, but both of these, like I said, 1080p, 60 frames per second. If you love platforming, if you love 2D games that look as amazing as these games, definitely do yourself a favor and pick one of these up. They're so good. All right, we are getting to big sale territory. Garden Story is 70% off, only $5.99, originally $20. Garden Story is another game that just looks so fantastic. You play as this little grape, and it plays very much like an old school Zelda game. So there is a lot of combat, but there's also different requests that you can do for the people in your town. This one is absolutely adorable. My fiance loves this one. I have not completed this one, but from what, I mean, just looking at this game, it is fantastic. And 70% off. Who can't take a $6 gamble on this? Like, it's super cool. But yeah, definitely gives you that old school Zelda vibes. There is combat, which I know people are iffy about, but this is definitely a good pick. The next game, you may have seen this on the thumbnail. It is Graveyard Keeper, which is 75% off, just $5, originally $20. Graveyard Keeper, speaking of my fiance, says she likes this game better than Stardew Valley, okay? Amazing pixel art in Graveyard Keeper. And yeah, it does kind of have the feel of those type of life sim, type games, but a much darker tone as you are embalming bodies and, sending bodies. You play as a graveyard keeper, So it has a much darker tone to it, but everyone I talk to that has got into this game absolutely love it. It is worth noting that there is a kind of deluxe edition of this game that I feel like is like $3 or $4 more if you want all the DLC for it. This is a fantastic deal. $5 for a game that'll keep you playing for 100+ hours. Graveyard Keeper is definitely one to note. Next up, at 75% off, is new Super Lucky's Tale for only $7.49, originally $30. I have not been able to talk about this game on my channel yet, but man, this is so charming. As someone who grew up with those early 3D platformers, the Mario 64, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, this would have fit in perfectly back then. New Super Lucky's Tale, you play as a fox and you go around these levels. They are sort of linear levels, but man, the whole entire time I was playing this, I had so much fun. The performance on the Switch is fantastic. And yeah, this is just one that at $7, you're going to get really good value out of it. This could be good for like a partner or a younger child too. Like this is definitely like a good pick for that. I cannot recommend this one enough. If you love those 3D platformers, the feel-good games, not very difficult, easy to medium difficulty, maybe on some of the later bosses. But yeah, this is a fantastic choice and a very good price. Next up, we are talking Lego games, and starting at 80% off, we have Lego Brick Tales. This one is only $5.99, originally $30. And Lego Brick Tales is a very interesting premise. First of all, this game looks fantastic, even on the Switch. So yeah, you're kind of put into these like diorama worlds that look really nice, and you kind of build things to solve puzzles, and it's really cool. I actually like this one quite a bit. Haven't put too much time into it, but for 80% off, man, I might get one for my other Switch. So yeah, Lego Brick Tales, definitely different from a lot of the Lego games, because this is like an original Lego game with different quests and things like that. And like I said, there's a lot of freedom to build in this one compared to the ones that we're about to talk about. So if you like building your own things, if you like puzzle solving, this one is a great one for that. The next three are licensed Lego games, and I didn't even list all of them. Again, 80% off, we have Lego Harry Potter, Lego Marvel. Both of these games are fantastic, both for $5.99. Depends on like what property you like, right? This Lego Harry Potter collection is great for those Harry Potter fans. And like I said before with new Super Lucky's Tale, these are good games for younger audiences if you're struggling to find games for like your little brother or, your nephew or something like that. These are great choices. Lego Marvel, again, if you like the Marvel universe. And at 90% off, $3.99, we have Lego Jurassic World, which I've heard really good things about. I love the idea of playing in these Lego worlds with dinosaurs. Like, that sounds so fun. There's also different ones like Lego DC Villains is a very good choice. And Lego Undercover, that's another good one. So yeah, it all depends on like what franchise you like, or if you want to go more of the original Lego game and sort of build things yourself, Bricktails is a good choice. These Lego games are often on sale all the time, and usually for deep discounts like this. 90% off is crazy for a Nintendo Switch game, and these will give you like 20 to 30 hours worth of gameplay, so these are really fun. The next game is 85% off. This is Moonlighter for $3.74, originally $25. I have told so many people about Moonlighter. It's actually one of my favorite games on the Nintendo Switch, believe it or not. So in Moonlighter, there are two very different gameplay styles in this game. So the main part of this game is you are going to be going to dungeons and fighting lots of monsters and collecting treasure that they drop or treasure that you find in the dungeon. So that's going to be like the main thing you do. The other thing you do is you take that treasure that you found from the dungeons and bring it back to a shop that you own and sell it for profit. It's a really addicting game loop. Now, there are some things that I really like about this game. The shop mechanic is very deep and very involved. You don't know the prices of anything. So it's kind of like you're going based on your customer's reaction if you price things too high or too low. You can also upgrade things like weapon and armor. There are lots of dungeons, lots of very challenging bosses in this one. Moonlighter is an absolute gem. If you don't have it yet, less than $4. You might have that much in gold coins on your Nintendo Switch. This one is a no-brainer. Such a great price. Next up at 86% off is Pixel Cafe Complete Edition, which is only $1.99, originally from $14.49. Pixel Cafe is super charming. This is sort of like a cafe coffee shop simulator. It's a little bit more than that though, because you are making things other than coffee. But yeah, you play as this girl and you travel to different jobs. You start your job. You might work at like a dive bar and you're like pouring drinks for people. You might be making like little salads for people. And you ultimately keep getting fired from these restaurant jobs. But it's really cool because different restaurants have different clients and different things that you can make. I love the pixel art in this game. It's so good. This game gets super challenging the later that you go on. But yeah, this is one of those sort of Diner Dash time management restaurant type sim games, but really fun. I really like the writing as well. It tells like a very endearing story. The complete edition comes with different cosmetics that you can decorate in your room with. So yeah, you're mostly going to be working at the restaurant and fulfilling orders for customers, but there is a little thing where you can like decorate your room. So this complete edition comes with different furniture and things to decorate your room with. Super good deal. I mean, I don't have to sell you much on a $2 game, but definitely check it out. This one's super fun. And then the last game that I want to highlight today is a game called Mars Base, and it is also on sale for 90% off. 90% off, $1.99 for this one, regularly $20. Mars Base is a game that I feel like doesn't get enough love. This is a game that takes the farm sim formula and kind of turns it upside down because you're actually in space and it's really interesting. If you play a lot of games like Story of Seasons or Stardew Valley, games like that, you might think you're a pro, but then you play a game like this and you're using space equipment and there are lots of limitations because you are in space. This one was really cool when I played it. I didn't finish it, obviously, but yeah, I mean, for $1.99, this might be just worth trying for laughs or something. But yeah, Mars Base, super underrated game. It definitely changes up the formula. It's not a perfect game, but at $2, it doesn't have to be. So there you go, guys. Those are 15 cozy games that I would definitely recommend, starting at 25%, going all the way to 90% off. Again, if you're watching this in the future, I still recommend every game I talked about today, so definitely put it on your wish list and keep looking out for those sales because it's good to save money. Playing Switch games for $2. There's nothing better than that. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.